Hello and welcome to FPL Neutral. My name is Ram and welcome to my Game Week 14 team selection video. I've had a decent start to the season into the top 100k despite the brutal triple captain failure last weekend. But still, with the fixture crunch coming and midweek game week for the first time, we have with a short turnaround. Hopefully, this is where us engaged managers can make further ground. Do like the video if you like the content. This is my first year of making FPL content, and this year the idea was simple: just document my team. Just wanted to do some team selection videos and hopefully get my fifth consecutive top 50k finish and maybe that elusive first top 10k finish. So do subscribe to the channel if you want to jump along for the journey. But let's look at let's jump into how I did in game week 13, which was a green arrow. Despite it being a green arrow, I still feels bad because of the triple captain failure. Haaland, the chances were not as much there. I think Leeds defended well against him specifically. Of course, Foden smashed it. And it feels disappointing because I do have my free hit still left, and it was a choice to play the uh, triple captain. I think my logic was there. I had my reasons in my last team selection video. You could see the reasons why I chose not to free hit in game week 13 because I had Thiago already in place. I didn't have any United players. I could bench Enzo Fernandez. You could see him on the bench because he was playing Arsenal. So I thought my team didn't need a free hit, and it was a great opportunity to triple captain. But the variance was quite brutal. Free hitters absolutely smashed it. So congrats to anyone who went there. Of course, with Foden and Gakpo and Dango and all of them smashing it. So great stuff to anybody who went there. But the variance was definitely brutal for the triple captainers like us. But still, a green arrow, 48 points. I'm into the top 100k, 99k rank at the moment. Of course, Thiago again was the great hero for me since I brought him in from 3 weeks ago. Another 13 pointer from him. So he really saved my week. And of course, a few returns here and there. Mateta came out with scored the penalty really well despite having to take it again. Saka came away with an assist, so in a difficult fixture, so that was good. And Virgil van Dijk finally came away with a clean sheet, so that was great. Liverpool finally showing some signs of improvement there. But apart from that, the rest of the team quite disappointing. Raya finally at least gets me a save point, so small wins there. But Senesi gets his fifth yellow card. He's suspended for next week. Munoz as well was somebody that a lot of free hitters didn't go for, so I was hoping for some returns there, but a disappointing 1 pointer there. India as well, Everton were quite disappointing in that loss against Newcastle. Semenyo, so close, man, so close. He had almost got a couple of assists in that game. He definitely did play well, but ended up with just the 1 pointer there. Minte as well, despite winning 2-0, couldn't come away with any returns there. So, but still, a green arrow is a green arrow. We move on, and we. I still have my free hit tweak chip left, and we'll show you how my parts are looking. So let's look at how my team is lining up for game week 14. I do feel lucky because I have avoided some of the injury issues. Like I don't have Ismail Assar in my team, which a lot of people do. So they do have to manage that, and he looks to be out for this time. I don't have Nick Pope in goal. He also seems to have maybe injured or lost his place in the team. So there's some issues that a lot of others are dealing with, which I don't. But of course, I do have the Senesi issue of the suspension this week because I've definitely played him this week. As a line, team's looking otherwise okay because you can see Raya with a good home fixture against Brentford. Now the Arsenal fixture run starts again. I'm glad I have Raya in place because with the Gabriel and Saliba injury and the Calafiori substitution, so just feel a safe option into that Arsenal defense. Of course, I would have loved to have Timber as well, but I'm definitely happy with Raya there. Virgil van Dijk, another good home fixture against Sunderland. So hopefully Liverpool can carry on and get maybe the second clean sheet in a row. Munoz, Burnley away, a great fixture on paper, of course, and I'm definitely playing him. But I am concerned about exhaustion and minutes because they've just been playing. The same team has been playing so often. They're in Europe as well, in the cup as well. So uh, hopefully it's a midweek game week, right? So you can't predict if maybe there's a rest, but hopefully Munoz plays and with such a good fixture like Burnley, so that hopefully it'll be a good haul once again. And because Senesi, of course, disappointingly is suspended, so I'm currently starting Joaquim Anderson of Fulham, who's playing Man City at home. Of course, that's not an ideal fixture, But at least with Anderson, I feel that the defensive contributions are pretty much nailed, especially in a fixture like this. So you're starting at a floor of 4 or maybe 3 points if City goes 2 goals. But Fulham at home are a good team. They whenever I've called on Anderson, especially at home, he sort of has delivered with clean sheets and maybe bonus as well. So I do feel okay benching Senesi and starting Anderson this week, but of course I'm not really expecting a clean sheet there. Rodon on my bench also has a difficult fixture against Chelsea. Now moving on to my midfield, Saka again, great fixture. Brentford at home. Hopefully the Arsenal fixture run uh, comes, and I'm very happy to have Saka in place there. Minte as well, another home fixture against Aston Villa. Despite the blank, definitely happy to have him because I know a lot of people are looking to bring him in this week. Brighton have decent fixtures. Enzo Fernandez, I'm glad I held on to my field because I had the strength in my team because I like to play with 8 strong attackers and not have a dead spot in attack. So I was able to bench him for the match against Arsenal. So now he's playing Leeds, which is a good fixture despite it being away. So I am quite happy to have Enzo back. Maybe he's still on penalties because we know Palmer is back. He was on the bench, but he didn't come on. Of course, if Palmer comes back, he loses penalties. But as of right now, I feel Enzo could be in line for a penalty soon as well. And he's playing well. His numbers are good. His XGI numbers are great for the season. So yeah. So and then we move on to Semenyo. Semenyo has been blanked a few times now. It is a little disappointing. It is a decent fixture with Everton at home. Everton just conceded 4 goals to Newcastle. So, uh, but then I do have a few targets that I want to get to for this week, like your Man United midfielders or maybe a Foden. I'll look at who my targets are, and Semenyo, but seems like the cash cow that I can use to go there because Bournemouth's fixture after this doesn't look good because it moves on to Chelsea and all that. We'll look at the fixture ticker in a bit. So I'm not fully comfortable with Semenyo long term, but if I had to play him this week, it's not a bad fixture. India is somebody who I'll definitely have to sell soon because he's going for AFCON. But do I have to sell him right now? It was a disappointing uh, blank last week, and Everton don't look as much in form, and it's an away game. But Bournemouth's defense has been leaky. Of course, he's on penalties, so it wouldn't be the worst case to just play him this week. But if I am looking at moves where I can sell NDI as well. We look at those later. Now moving just up front, Haaland playing Fulham away. I currently have my captain armband on Haaland, although I am tempted. Maybe Saka, or maybe somebody I bring in my transfers. We will see then. But it's an away fixture. Fulham do play decently well at home. I do have Anderson in my defense as well. So, but I still think Haaland, despite the 2 blanks, he can just pop off. It's scary to go without him for captain. So let's see. Mateta again playing Burnley away. He got 90 minutes in the week because Sarr went off injured. So Nketiah didn't come on for Mateta. He came on for Sarr and they played 90 minutes. So that's a good sign. But I do feel more benchings, or I wouldn't say benchings, more early substitutions, like 60-minute substitutions are coming for Mateta. But the Burnley fixture is just too good to ignore. So you obviously have to play him. But maybe down the line we might sell him. And Thiago has been great. He did go off with a slight injury knock at the end of the match, so we'll wait on that. But it's Arsenal away, and as I said, because of my strong team, I do have the luxury of being able to put him on my bench this week because Arsenal away is just the most difficult fixture there is. And so I have 2 free transfers with me, and I have 0.6 million in the bank. This is a team that I can just roll with. I feel like I don't need to make transfers, but I am feeling aggressive because we do have 5 free transfers coming soon. So you all obviously have to use up your free transfers by next week. So let's look at what all moves I'm looking at, how I'm assessing my team. Now let's look at the dilemmas the team has. So I've been doing this in the last few weeks. I've structured my team into 3 columns, right? The ones that I'm happy to keep long term, the ones that I'm okay for, it should be game week 14. Sorry for the not editing that one, but there are some uh, players who I'm okay for this week, but maybe I am looking to sell for the upcoming weeks. So, and then the ones I'm ready to sell now. So let's look at my keepers. I'm very happy with Raya and Dubravka. Both I'm happy to keep long term. Arsenal defense, of course, is great, and Raya just feels like, as I said, the safest pick into that. Dubravka, of course, easy choice. Not much to say there at that price. It's just a no-brainer. Into defense, Virgil van Dijk, of course, I am definitely happy to keep him because the Liverpool fixtures are just fantastic. Because if you just see Liverpool again, this is a fixture ticker for the next 6 weeks. Liverpool have Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Spurs, Wolves, and Leeds. So it is a great fixture run. The Spurs away being possibly the most difficult one, but if you can see, that's the week I am looking to free hit in game week 17. So you can avoid that as well for Liverpool. So looks definitely happy to have Van Dijk in the team, and Anderson as well, very solid because for Fulham, if you see the next two of City and Palace are slightly difficult, you could say, but after that you can see Burnley, Forest, and West Ham for Fulham. So that's just great fixture run for him as well. Rodon is just going to be on my bench. I'm not looking to waste a transfer on him at the moment. Maybe when we have 5 free transfers coming in and maybe there's a move I like, I might look to move on, but I like having that cheap option there. And in moving on to midfield, in Saka and Minte are the two options I definitely have happy to keep long term. The fixtures are good for both of them. People are targeting bringing them in, especially Minte. Happy to have them in place in my team. And up front, the ones I'm happy are, of course, Haaland and Thiago. They've been great for me for this whole season. Thiago in the last few weeks plus has been my hero. uh, I know free hitters had him as well, but the one of the reasons I didn't free hit was him. But at least got the 13 pointer from him, so at least there was some gap. Maintained some gap I could make up on the free hitters. So very happy with the both of them. Now let's moving on to the next column. That is the players I'm okay playing this week, but maybe down the line we'll see. Enzo Fernandez, I am I did debate whether to keep him in the first column itself because I am actually quite happy with him. But of course, Chelsea fixtures are a mixed bag. If you can see, Chelsea are a little down in this list right now. They do have Leeds away this week, but after that's Bournemouth away, then Everton at home. The Newcastle away is a fixture again. As I said, I'm looking to free hit him out. So that's why I am okay keeping Enzo a little longer term. But with him maybe losing penalties, we'll see how it is. And Villa at home and Bournemouth at home after that, all actually decent. So I'm not really looking to sell Enzo soon, but let's see how the Chelsea team face, with Palmer back, how deep he plays, because with Caicedo injured, so he might play a little deeper role. Munoz and Mateta, I'll talk about the both Palace players together. Palace's fixtures do turn. So you can see Palace there. Okay, after Burnley, they do have Fulham away is not an okay fixture, not a great fixture, okay fixture, but they do play City after that, and in game week 18 they do play Tottenham. The one good fixture in between game week 17 is the Leeds fixture, but again that's the fixture we're looking to free hit, right? So I don't mind selling my Palace assets, especially maybe in game week 15 or 16, so I can bring them back in if I need for the game week 17 free hit. Now the ones I'm ready to sell even now, Senesi, of course, he was somebody I was looking to sell in game week 15. But now with the suspension, it feels like I'm definitely ready to sell him now, because after this week, his fixtures are bad. And again, as you see the pattern, the one good fixture he has post this in game week 17 with Burnley, which you can again bring him back for in the free hit. So definitely somebody I am ready to sell. But maybe I won't this week because I feel maybe I can bench him and I do have other moves I want to prioritize maybe. So NDI and Semenyo as well, both are decent. They're playing each other this week actually. Both are decent, both on penalties. But then NDI anyway is going for AFCON soon. So with an away fixture this week and Everton not looking as great in the last match, definitely somebody I'm ready to sell. I was ready to sell him last week as well, but I thought I'll roll again. Yeah, that's happens. And Semenyo, it feels wrong to sell him this week. Okay, it's a home fixture and all that, but after this, the fixtures do change, right? If you can see, Bournemouth are again quite middling fixtures because after this they play Chelsea and Man United. And as I said, you can bring him back for the Burnley fixture, and then it's away fixtures against Brentford and Chelsea. So it does get a little difficult. So I don't mind Semenyo if for the moves that I have in mind for more exciting picks. Like I've thought of Bruno Fernandes or Phil Foden or Cody Gakpo. A lot of options that you can go for. So let's see who I am looking at. And now, again, I just want to retouch on why I'm looking at free hit in game week 17, because as I just mentioned, Bournemouth's assets like Semenyo and Senesi, which I'm looking to sell soon, can be brought back for their great fixture of Burnley at home in 17. Crystal Palace assets who do from game week 16 onwards have Man City, Spurs, but you can bring them back for game week 17 for the Leeds away fixture. City play West Ham at home, so just like how the free hitters in game week 13 did so well with Foden and Nico O'Reilly, you can go for the best City triple up for that West Ham at home fixture for the game week 17 free hit. And then Newcastle players are somebody I'm looking to buy, even possibly even this week on my radar. So, and they do have a Chelsea fixture in that week, so you can avoid them for that. Similarly, Chelsea players like Enzo Fernandez in my team, I can avoid him for the Newcastle away game in that game week 17 free hit. So other tough fixtures like Spurs versus Liverpool, I don't need to play Van Dijk. If I'm bringing in Man United players, I don't need to play them against Villa away. So I definitely want. I'm pretty set on a game week 17 free hit. I don't know if it'll work, but let's see. Let's see how it does. And then let's go back to my transfer plans for this week. It's again game week 14. Sorry for the error once again. I do have two free transfers in the bank and my zero point 0.6 million. Now, as I said, the ones I'm looking to sell were Senesi replacement options. So this is my defenders shortlist as my Senesi replacement options. Of course, Arsenal defense, going back to doubled Arsenal defense is will be key. Timber, of course, I feel is the only Arsenal defender worth you can buy, because everybody else is rotation risk, injury risk, everything. So I think Timber, although I do feel a possible rotation is coming up soon, but do I want to buy him this week, or can I buy him as my plan moves last week was going from Munoz to Timber in game week 16 when Munoz has Man City and Timber plays Wolves at home, which is a great fixture. So, but definitely, if you have the money, if you have the luxury, I feel going to Timber is a great option. Nico O'Reilly is the other one who's looking fantastic. His numbers are amazing. He's in the box so often for City, and he's got an assist this week, and he's getting the minutes. He started pretty much most of last matches. The only match he didn't start was the Villa game, which they lost. So his minutes should be good, especially Ait Nouri, who's going to AFCON. So, but could we see a midweek benching, especially because it's Pep? Not sure. So, should I go for him this week or next week when they have Sunderland? Is something to consider. And then Newcastle's Malik Thiaw, just off a huge haul with 2 goals against Everton. So he is somebody who's a target on the corners, and he's only 4.9 million. So, and looks to be nailed in that team. And Newcastle fixtures are good. They have Burnley coming up. They have uh, Sunderland coming up in game week 16. So the game week 15, 16 plans do look pretty good. And then these are the three defender options that I'm considering for my team. And now let's look at the midfield options, because as I said, I am possibly selling Semenyo and Ndiaye. I'm looking to sell if the options do come. Now, my biggest wish list in my team is actually Bruno Fernandes right at the top. He's 8.9 million. He came away with 11 pointer just this week with 2 assists. He's just that sort of a player, right? I had him at the start of the season for the first few weeks, but then after I sold him, I've not had him back. And uh, I was trying to root against him, like I was need not don't need him, but I just see the value every time I do see the value, because he just comes up with just various ways to get points, the occasional assists. He get the defcons. He was just finished on 11 defcons last week as well, so he was always a likelihood for defcons as well. Penalty taker, he can get the goals. And just the next two fixtures, United are playing West Ham and Wolves as the next two fixtures. That's a great next two. So I am very keen on getting Bruno in my team. I can't afford, and as I said, Semenyo is my cash cow for that, but I can't go in a single move from Semenyo to Bruno. So I might look to make a double move for that. Let's see what my options are. But somebody I can go in a single move from Semenyo are the next two players in this list. That is Phil Foden and Matthias Cunha. Foden again smashed it this week. I think he's back in form to possibly hopefully he's back to his best, because it's a great player to watch. Of course, came away with a late winner in the last weekend. So great for free hitters who went there. Can you go? It is an option definitely to consider. City's fixtures are decent, of course, but it is Pep roulette anyway. So can you, because it's Turkey, of course Mamouche is going to AFCON, but they do have the options in there to come in every now and then. But I think Foden may have nailed his spot there. But with Champions League, we're not sure. Is Foden the best option for this week, or is But I do feel Bruno is possibly the higher priority for me in my team. But definitely somebody I'm considering, especially when we get 5 free transfers. Again, I can revisit Foden maybe. And Cunha is somebody who was injured for the last 2 weeks. Somebody I did consider bringing him. Thank God I didn't, because he had a unexpected injury. But just before I recorded this video, the news has come out from Fabrizio Romano that Cunha is fit and ready to play. And it is a move that I can make in a single move from Semenyo, so I don't need the double move. So it is tempting, but of course he lacks the few things that Bruno Fernandes has, like he doesn't have the penalties, so the set pieces and all that. But of course, he's playing a little more upfront, and we still have Mbumo and Ahmad still playing and for the next 2 weeks again for the great fixtures. But after that, they do leave for their AFCON. Uh, so the United attack may become a little weaker, but still for the next 2 weeks, it's still a decent option to go for. And then Cody Gakpo, I think, is possibly the best attacker from Liverpool to go for because their fixtures are still pretty good. He just came off again a goal and an assist in the last game. So hopefully the team is clicking again. So Gakpo, I think, is a slot favorite, and like he does look good. If you do want to go there at 7.5, it's not cheap. Although if I had to rank these assets, I still go with the ranking you see there. That is Bruno Fernandes at top, Foden first, Foden second, Cunha third, and Gakpo fourth. But still, definitely an option to consider. And going on to my cheap midfielders section, the one player I'm considering is for sure is Elliot Anderson. I'm not really looking at other options because he just looks amazing. Like he's not got less than 10 defcons in a match the entire season. He just got a 6 pointer, that is a 2 bonus points in a 2-0 loss in a game. That's just ridiculous because he's just a great player to watch as well. So and this is 5.3 and a great entry point at Wolves away this week. So if I had to make money, especially if I had to go Bruno, the one player I'm considering to make way for that budget is Elliot Anderson. So uh, although post Wolves, you can say the fixtures are not as great, but you are getting a lot of free transfers coming up. So definitely can somebody you can look at. So my chosen transfer path at the moment is to go Semenyo plus NDIA both out for Bruno Fernandes and Elliot Anderson. I will still have 0.6 million in the bank. Now, of course, you are selling basically two penalty takers in Semenyo and NDI. Of course, they're facing each other, and there's a chance they could just both haul, right? But I just feel like the upside of Bruno Fernandes is there. He is even a captaincy option. There are a lot of people in the community going there for him as captain. I'm not sure if I'll do that yet, but definitely I don't have any United players, and they're playing the last game, the Thursday night game. I'll just feel bad if I don't have anybody from that game. So I definitely want some United cover, whether it's Cunha, whether it's Bumo. So, but I feel Bruno Fernandes is the one to go for, despite it being, he just gets so many routes to points, whether it be set pieces and defcons and assists and goals, everything. So I am looking to go back there. And Elliot Anderson, as I said, great option there. So this is my primary transfer path. This does mean that I have to play Joachim Anderson at home to Man City in the team because I'm not fixing my Senesi problem. But I just feel with the floor of 3-4 points that Anderson has, it's not worth taking a hit further to fix that. And I do want Bruno Fernandes in the team, I feel. But the other options that I can consider is with a single move, I can go from Semenyo to Cunha, and then fix my Senesi problem and go Senesi to O'Reilly. Because in this time I continue to play Eliman India in my team. Uh, but yeah, is this O'Reilly? Getting O'Reilly is actually feels pretty good uh, for sure. But this does leave me only with zero point 0.1 in the bank, and with the future moves that I had in mind of maybe I'll show you where I wanted to go back to Timber in game week 16 from Munoz. I won't have the money in the bank to do that. So this does that's the beauty of Elliot Anderson, man. He just enables so many things because of the price he's at. But these are the two transfer paths that I have in mind. Of course, until the deadline tomorrow, I can still change that. Let's quickly look at how the future planning that I just spoke about. This is how the team will look after making the two transfers I just mentioned. My first priority transfer, that is bringing in Elliot Anderson and Bruno Fernandes. You can play Enzo Fernandez playing Leeds. You have the luxury of benching Thiago playing Arsenal away. You start Anderson against Man City at home. Hopefully, he gets DEFCON and maybe even bonus. Who knows? And then if you go on to game week 15, you do have the option. Again, Senesi has a difficult fixture. Rodon has a difficult fixture. You can sell Senesi to someone like a Malik Thiaw, who has a great fixture there in game week in game week 15 who's playing Burnley at home, or Nico O'Reilly as well, but who's playing Sunderland at home. Either of these options can do. And at this point, the one option you can go for, if Mateta is getting reduced minutes and the Palace fixtures are changing, I think it's a great entry point for someone like a Voltemada, who's playing Burnley at home there, and he has Sunderland at home after this. And of course, after Chelsea and Man United, at least one of which you can free hit him out. There is Burnley coming in, Leeds, Wolves, and until game week 22. So that's a great fixture run. So I am looking to maybe do that. So, but I'm not really looking to take a hit. So maybe I'll just do one of these moves. But in game week 16, you're getting the 5 free transfers, and the planned move is actually Munoz, taking him all the way up back to double Arsenal defense and Timber. And with Wolves at home, that's a great fixture to have him in. Of course, you can play even your Elliot Anderson. You can bench Minte against Liverpool away, although that's a decent fixture. You can bring back Thiago, of course, who's playing Leeds. You can maybe bench Elliot Anderson. So a lot of options to go there. And then if you go to game week 17, this is my free hit week, as I mentioned. And you go on to game week 18 and you still have 5 free transfers. There's so many options you can do. I like the how the team is shaping up for all that. So not really looking to go further. So I will confirm my plans on X as well. Follow me on FPL Neutral on X. I'll be confirming my final plans there. So thank you so much for watching. As once more, do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you like it. So see you soon, and good luck to all. Thank you so much.